Why does a chosen man always walk alone? You give, you explain, you try to belong, yet still they dismiss you. Still they forget. Still you feel invisible. Machiavelli warned, the moment you stop needing their approval, you rise above their control. Power lives in solitude, not in desperate connection. In this video, I'll reveal why walking alone is not rejection, but strategy. How silence commands respect and distance creates obsession. If you've ever been tired of being overlooked, don't take this as advice. Take it as your turning point. Stay until the end. Welcome to Simplify Success. 1. Seeing through social illusions. She did not pull away because you were quiet. She pulled away the moment you made her feel safe that she already owned you. The instant certainty walked in, the chase died. Messages slowed, her eyes went flat, calls turned short. You did not fail. You removed the mystery that powered her imagination. Evan is 32, a product designer in Austin. He met Mia at a weekend coffee tasting on South Congress. At first he was hard to read. He left early to hit the gym. He smiled without trying to win her. She leaned in. She asked the questions. 2 weeks later, he decided to be clear that he liked her, that he was serious, that he was not playing games. He sent a warm voice note and offered a plan for the next month. On Thursday, at a small wine bar, her smile did not reach her eyes. When he spoke, she looked at the server. When he agreed, her jaw softened with relief that he was easy to manage. Her phone lay face down, but the screen lit often. She said that she loved his honesty, that she just needed space, that work was heavy, that it was not about him. He nodded, filled the silence, promised patience, and paid the bill. Outside, she hugged him with one arm and said that they would talk soon. They did not. The next night, she posted a story from a party. He felt a cold click inside his chest. Not rage, not sorrow, just a clean break in the picture. She had been in love with the feeling that he created when he was scarce, not with the truth that he delivered when he was fully present. He thought clarity was love. She thought clarity was closure. When was the last time? Her eyes went flat mid-sentence. Describe that moment and I will map the move that flips control. Machiavelli warned that people follow advantage more than truth. In the theater of desire, certainty kills tension. A mask on the shelf draws more eyes than a face that explains itself. In female psychology, mystery feeds attention and attention feeds value. When you reveal the whole map, the journey ends. Scarcity creates obsession. Need invites control. What comes next is not noise. It is the simple shift that turns quiet into gravity and makes absence do the talking. He believed that steady presence built intimacy. She read steady presence as surrender. He kept proving care with fast replies, long plans, and soft edges. She felt the hunt was over and her mind drifted. Friends praised his openness, managers liked his agreeableness, yet value kept leaking from every room he entered. He tried to keep the story going because endings felt cruel. She chased only while the next line was unknown. He thought availability was respect. She priced availability as a discount bin. Tonight, do not text first. Do not explain when she slows down. Let one clean pocket of silence stand. If anxiety rises, call it what it is. That is the nervous system that wants control. Hold still. Watch who turns back toward your center when the performance ends. In the next part, you will learn how to carry this new presence into dates, meetings, and friend groups so that respect follows without words. You will notice that she stops testing you, not because she respects you, but because she can no longer read you. Up next, the subtle shift in presence. I will show the small changes in timing, posture, and eye contact that bend perception without a speech. Skip it, and the old pattern returns that you keep talking and your value keeps falling. Watch it, and you will learn how to be felt without chasing. 2. The subtle shift in presence. People did not step back because he spoke less. They stepped back because his presence stopped asking for permission. A room can feel it when a man no longer performs. Eyes land on him, drift, then return with a new weight. Approval loses its bait. Control loses its grip. Noise fades. Gravity arrives. Tuesday morning in a glass meeting room in Seattle, Evan sits with a mixed team. He used to fill dead air with gentle jokes and quick yes. Today he lets silence stand and watches ideas arrive to him. When the manager asks for volunteers, he does not jump. He asks what success would look like, then nods once. A colleague reaches for the task, then glances back for a signal that never comes. That evening in Capitol Hill, the group plays a banter game. He passes one round and lets others chase laughs. Mia arrives late, scans the room, rests on him, then moves on. She asks if he is upset. He says that he is fine. She complains about work and waits for comfort. He listens and does not fix it. A pause opens. He stays in it and sips water. On the sidewalk, she asks if he is still interested. He says that he does not audition. She laughs like it is a joke and says that she will call. He walks home steady. The shock is not that she might leave. The shock is that he no longer works to be kept. Next time the pause opens, will you hold it or rush to fill it? Say you will, and I will show how to turn that silence into pull. Machiavelli warned that people choose advantage over truth. Presence is a stage. The actor who begs for applause becomes a prop. In Desire, the man who becomes too readable gets written out. A still center bends attention like a queen on a chessboard. Mystery is restraint under pressure that turns silence into leverage. What comes next is not rejection. It is the quiet pivot where timing speaks for you and the room starts reading what you do not give away. In a moment, I will show you the exact rhythm that makes people return to you without being called. Watch. Stay. He once believed that constant warmth proved strength, and she read constant warmth as permission to coast, as if effort were a gift owed to her mood. He once believed that quick replies showed respect, and she prized quick replies as cheap because they asked for nothing back. He once believed that generous smiles kept peace, and she saw generous smiles as proof that he would accept anything, so desire shrank while certainty swelled. Tonight, send nothing first. In conversation tomorrow, remove one explanation that usually rushes out when you feel watched, and let the face stay calm when someone fishes for reaction. If anxiety climbs, call it the old urge for agreement and breathe while you hold the line for 10 seconds. In the next part, you will learn how to place words and pauses so that people lean in to understand what you keep for yourself. Next is Redefining Connection. It shows how to keep intimacy without giving away control, and how to let curiosity do the work that words once did. Skip it, and the loop returns. Watch it, and learn the rule that turns stillness into status and distance into pull. 3. Redefining Connection. They did not love him. They loved the echo that made them feel right. When he stopped reflecting their stories, warmth cooled. Eyes that once lit up turned neutral. A scene that gets no reply. A hug that ends too soon. Connection had been a mirror that pointed at them, not a bridge that held two real people. Truly. Chicago, late Saturday, a backyard cookout in Logan Square. Marcus is 34, operations manager at a logistics firm. He used to play host, refill drinks, and carry the talk. Tonight he arrives on time, offers a calm hello, and sits near the grill. Leah leans beside him and smiles, the kind of smile that waits to be fed. She asks what he thinks about her new project. He asks what outcome would prove it worked. Her eyes pause, then drop to her cup. She wanted praise, not a frame. Inside, she shows a post and says that it is her truth. He asks what the numbers say. Her mouth smiles while the eyes stay still. When he says he will head out early, she says that he is different, that he is distant. He thanks the host and feels a clean click behind the ribs. Outside, a text arrives that says she needs someone who shows up more. He knows that the old version showed up to perform, the new version shows up to be known. He sends nothing. The cold is honest. He thought connection meant agreement. She treated agreement like a mirror. When did you keep agreeing just to stay close and watch the warmth go cold? Be honest, and I will show why value leaked and how to seal it. Machiavelli warned that people reach for advantage before they reach for truth. Connection becomes a market when approval is the currency. In the theater of desire, the mask that flatters lasts longer than the face that refuses to perform. Hold a steady center, and the price of access resets. In 30 seconds, I will show how limits become gravity so that people feel closer while you give less, and how silence creates pull without approval. He carried every room so that silence would not expose anyone, and people praised his kindness because it made their lines easy and their doubts invisible. She said she loved depth and still chose the version of him that kept reflecting her mood, then called him distant when he stopped hosting her feelings. He believed that staying involved kept people close, and he learned that involvement without limits becomes a leash that tightens until care looks like obedience and love feels like work. Choose one relationship and stop polite maintenance for 7 days by dropping check-in questions and skipping explanations that smooth their mood. If worry rises, name it as the old need for approval and breathe while you hold your line. Next, you will get a simple map that keeps intimacy while you protect leverage, and you will notice people leaning in to understand what you do not give away. Up next is the Clarity of Solitude. It shows why space is not rejection and why peace turns into pull when others cannot read you. Skip it, and you return to the loop that you keep everyone warm and lose yourself. Watch it, and learn a rule that turns restraint into respect and scarcity into control. 4. The Clarity of Solitude. People did not call him distant because he stopped caring. They called him distant because he stopped lying for peace. When a man removes the soft mask that keeps everyone comfortable, he stops being a service. The room resets. The eyes that once begged for comfort search for their own spine. Solitude is not a retreat. It is the end of free labor. Sunday in Denver, Evan leaves his phone and walks the loop at Sloan Lake. 3 days earlier, he told Mia that he would not keep calling when she disappears, then returns when bored. She smiled and said that he was overthinking. A message arrives that says she misses the old him that showed up on demand. At noon, he meets friends at a taqueria on Tejon Street. Mia asks to talk outside. She says that he feels far away. He says that he is close to himself. She asks to start fresh if he will try again. He asks what fresh would mean. She says that she needs more reassurance, more daily check-ins, more plans. He says that those are costumes and that he will not wear them. Her hand touches his forearm, then retreats when he does not move. Her phone lights and she glances down. He watches that quick glance more than the words. Something final clicks. He is not angry. He is not sad. He is done being a cushion. He leaves before the group photo. In the car, there is no dramatic song. There is quiet that feels like truth. When the urge to reply fast spikes, can you breathe and do nothing for 1 minute? If you are in, I will give you the rule that keeps control without cruelty. Machiavelli warned that people choose usefulness over honesty. Solitude exposes this math. If a presence stops soothing, the crowd names it cold. In the theater of desire, the face that refuses to perform looks cruel beside the mask that flatters. Yet the mask sells a fantasy, the face sells reality. One keeps a circle noisy, the other keeps a man free. In 30 seconds, I will show how to turn quiet time into leverage so that space pulls them closer while your energy stops being fuel. Now watch now. He thought that company meant connection, so he kept filling the schedule and left his inner room empty. She said that presence meant love, yet she chose only the version of him that carried her moods and called the rest distant. Friends praised how available he was and ignored how small he felt, so what looked like warmth became a contract where he paid with attention while she paid with nothing. And the day he priced his time and chose his quiet, The story called him selfish. Tonight, schedule 1 hour alone without screen and without calls. Sit with a notebook and list the conversations that drain you and the ones that grow you. Then cancel one drain this week. In the next part, you will get a simple field guide to keep intimacy alive while you protect leverage, so that people lean in to understand what you do not give away. Up next is embracing stillness. It reveals why the fear that shows up in quiet is not a warning that you are alone. It is a test that you are ready. Skip it and the sane people will rent your time with drama. Watch it and you will learn how peace turns into pull without a single extra word. 5. Embracing stillness. He did not find peace by running. He found it when he stopped feeding noise with fear. He sat without music, without screens, without the next reply. Panic rose, then passed. Stillness did not kill him. It killed the need to be watched and peeled off the soft mask that kept others calm. Monday evening in Portland, rain on Burnside. Daniel is 35 and an ER nurse. After a draining split, he tests the silence he avoided. No podcast in the car, no playlist in the shower, no late scroll. He chops peppers and lets the clock tick. The first minutes feel loud. He spots the reflex to reach for validation. A text from Lauren says she misses the old him that always called back fast. He turns the phone face down and finishes eating. Breath steadies. On Wednesday, they meet near the hospital. She says that she needs more reassurance, more play-by-play, more proof that he is invested. He listens and does not fix. When he leaves gaps, her smile holds, but the eyes search. She reaches for his hand, then pauses when he does not rush. A small shake in her exhale. She says that he feels far away. He answers that he is near to himself. Her jaw tightens. She nods and says that maybe they should take space. He walks under a light drizzle and feels a clean click in the ribs. Not rage, not grief, just the end of pretending. If you could text your past self before the spiral, what is the one line you would send? Be blunt and I will rewrite it in a Machiavellian frame. Machiavelli warned that a man who cannot rule himself will be ruled through his needs. Noise is a court that taxes the weak. Stillness is a closed gate. In the theater of desire, the one who cannot face quiet will pay any price to escape it. The one who faces it becomes the price. In 30 seconds, you will see how silence turns into a signal that pulls people closer while you spend less energy and hold control, and how to keep compassion without giving away control. He believed that constant motion meant growth, and she read constant motion as restlessness that never lands. He believed that being reachable proved care, and she treated reachability as permission to park her moods in his lap. He feared that time alone meant failure, yet the empty hour showed the path where attention returns to his center, where boundaries stop feeling cruel, where the nervous system cools, and where the drama loses air while respect begins to form in the quiet he once feared. Tonight, give yourself 30 minutes of clean quiet. No screen, no calls, one notebook. When the itch to fill the space rises, label it as craving. Breathe 10 slow counts. Then write 2 lines about what you want more of this month. In the next part, you will learn how to carry this stillness into rooms that try to pull you back into old roles so that people lean in without you chasing. And up next is disrupting social norms. It shows why refusing to mirror need unsettles games that once ran you, and why tests slow when familiar hooks fail. Skip it and you will keep paying attention for a piece that never arrives. Watch it and learn how unreadable stillness becomes leverage in every room. 6. Disrupting social norms. People did not call him arrogant because he judged them. They called him arrogant because he stopped feeding their feelings on command. The moment he stopped mirroring, smiles changed shape and small talk lost sugar. The room missed the old script. In a world that rewards compliance, neutrality feels violent. Refusing to reassure exposes who needed it to rule him. He learned that a still face can cause more panic than any argument. Silence breaks an agreement that no one ever signed. Thursday at dawn in a Portland ER, the staff huddle hums under bright lights. Daniel has practiced stillness for a week and it shows. Kara, the charge nurse, vents about a doctor who snapped at her. Eyes turn to Daniel, the usual fixer. He holds eye contact, nods once, and asks what outcome will protect the next patient. Her jaw tenses. She wanted sympathy, not a standard. In the break room, Lauren says that the team needs him to be more positive. He says that the night was unsafe and that padding the truth will not help the next shift. Her smile stays, but the eyes harden. At noon, a friend group meets at a cart outside. Lauren leans close and whispers that he is acting superior and that everyone feels judged. He answers that he is done selling reassurance. He does not believe. She blinks fast and checks her phone. The message is not subtle. Be agreeable, that, or be punished with labels. That evening, Lauren texts that she misses the version of him who made hard days lighter. He reads and puts the phone face down. In the mirror, he sees no anger. He sees a worker who stopped paying a tax. He thought harmony was respect. She thought harmony was leverage. This week, what boundary will you set that no one can push? State it, and I will give you a script to defend it under pressure. Machiavelli warned that people tie loyalty to advantage more than truth. Social life becomes a market where comforts are currency. If you keep paying with flattery, you get invited. If you stop paying, the door looks cold. In the theater of desire, applause is control, and the audience chooses the actor who pleases them. The man who holds a steady frame sets the price of access. The man who mirrors becomes a tool that anyone can rent. Scarcity of reassurance raises your value. In 30 seconds, I will show how to use calm timing and short sentences that make the room adjust to you without a single plea or performance. He believed that absorbing feelings created safety, and people praised his warmth while treating his time as an open bar. She believed that agreement proved love, and she only felt close when her mood led while his needs waited at the door. He withdrew the free comfort, and they named him distant, which exposed that the connection depended on a service contract disguised as care. Tonight, stop one reflex that keeps you predictable. When someone unloads, listen fully and ask one clean question about outcomes instead of offering comfort you do not believe. Then let a full breath pass before you speak again. If worry rises, name it as the old fear of being disliked, and remember that peace has a cost that you no longer pay with self-betrayal. Up next is the conclusion. It reveals why walking alone by choice is not isolation, that it is the final move that turns restraint into respect and distance into lasting pull. Skip it, and you will keep auditioning for roles in stories that erase you. Watch it, and you will leave with a field guide that locks in control without losing your humanity. This is where everything comes full circle. What you just watched was not tricks, it was power reclaimed through restraint. Less noise created more gravity, less presence created more desire. When approval lost its pull, your frame set the price of access. This is not about being cold, it is about being untouchable in the moments that used to shake you. You do not need to chase to be chosen. You do not need to over-explain to be remembered. A few weeks ago, Jordan wrote to us. He is 36, a project manager in Phoenix. He said he was always available and always overlooked. He paused the fast replies. He stopped fixing every mood. He kept one clean hour of quiet each day. Within 10 days, his ex reached out first. His team asked for his take instead of his effort, and a new woman leaned in to learn him. His advice for anyone listening was simple, that protect your peace like capital, and they will pay to enter. You could be next. Subscribe now, because the shift starts quietly but changes everything.